Well, a pleasant good Friday morning. It's the 14th day of January. Well, a happy birthday going out to rappers LL Cool J and to Slick Rick. Also to former Dodger second baseman Logan Forsythe. And also to former Angels infielder Eric Ibar. And a happy birthday to the late Kenny Wheeler. And also, well, there's not any good news about the Major League Baseball negotiations yesterday, as it just didn't work out. So starting spring training on time is in danger the way it's looking. Yeah, the sides just could not get anything done yesterday. They're just a bunch of Higgins out there, and Rob Manfred has to be the worst commissioner of all time in any sport. He's the worst. He's a fraud. Yeah, well, you know, baseball, of course, is America's pastime, and of course, it's my favorite sport. And, yeah, well, of course, this weekend is the Super Wild Card round. Well, tomorrow we have the Las Vegas Raiders against the Cincinnati Bengals, and then the Patriots play the Bills. On Sunday, it's a marathon. The Eagles play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The middle game is well, that's the early game. The middle game is the Dallas Cowboys against the 49ers. And the late game is the Kansas City Chiefs against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And of course, the Monday nighter is the Rams hosting the Cardinals. But boy, if the Rams would have beaten the Niners, we probably would have played the Eagles, and the Niners would have been eliminated. But the Niners just get lucky, and they have our number. Well, you know, Bay Area against LA, you know. It's just like the Kings against the San Jose Sharks, the Lakers against the Warriors. Well, that's not really a big rivalry, but the Dodger-Giant rivalry is huge. Of course, we beat them last fall in the division series. And the Angels play the Oakland A's a lot too, because of the divisions, the American League West and the National League West. Well, the Lakers are off again tonight. Well, the good news is that the Clippers lost, so they're a game under 500. Yeah, the Clippers lost last night. The Warriors lost to the Bucks, and then they play the Bulls tonight too. A battle of like the best teams in each conference, which could be another possible finals preview. Yeah. So yeah, we're halfway through the NBA season, and the Miami Heat are surprisingly the number 2 seed in the East. The Heat and the Bulls are the top 2, so the Nets slipped a little bit, and so did the Bucks. And of course, Phoenix and Golden State are still neck to neck almost, and Utah and Memphis. It's all about health and safety. And I think the Russell Westbrook deal was a bad one, because sometimes he'll do triple doubles, other times he'll do turnovers. And of course, he is an LA native. He went to UCLA. And of course, his best years were with the Thunder, when they had Durant and Harden all together. They were a really fun team to watch back then, 10 years ago. But I have to say the best big three of all time has to be Showtime, when we had Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and James Worthy. That was the best big three, I think, of all time. Yeah, the Showtime Lakers were a lot of fun to watch. That was like the peak of the NBA, against Larry Bird's Celtics, and that's when the NBA had a lot of viewers. And that was like the golden age of NBA, was during the 80s and 90s. But the golden age of baseball happened like from the 20s all the way to like the 60s, before expansions and free agency. And But the 70s were like the last great decade of dynasties, though, when they had the A's and the Reds and the Yankees going back to back, you know, and because like I said, come the 80s was parity in baseball. Same could be said throughout the 90s and the 2000s, even though the Yankees had a good run and of course always reaching the postseason. And then we had the strike in 94. That's when some of the fans stopped watching, but then it picked up again in 98 with the home run race between McGuire and Sosa. Then in 2001, you know, with Ichiro and Pujols and the 9/11 and international players. Well, let's try to get the deal done and settle it, huh? Well, have a good rest of your Friday, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.